gonna be? Who you gonna be? With grana with Nini Bun. Bow with grana with Nini Bun. Bow with grana with Nini Bun. Bow up grana with Nini Bun. Bow with grana with Nini Bun. Bow with grana with Nini Bun. I am ready to accept questions from all who ask about the meaning of life. Oh man, yo, what's up? You was like the Grand Haji, right? Like you the great Hindu, like of all things. You like know all questions of life, right? Yo, son, I'm glad I got first in line. I got here late, but you know, I slipped the ball out front of 20, you know what I'm saying? He like, we in, you know what I'm saying? So I can ask you a question, Ganji Guru, like meaning the life ball, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how come, like, I know I like wanna, like, people want me to work and like build, but you know, like, a brother like slinging, right? And I got this problem, like, I like procreate with mad women. Like, I got like 400 kids, you know what I'm saying? And I got this thing, I hate condoms, Grand Haji. I hate it, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it is. I be trying to love them. And I love every last one of these shorties, yo. You know what I'm saying? I got a question, though, son, yo, why can't I just love one shorty, yo? Because, you know, I'm all about the love, but I gotta spread my seed because I'm one of the gods, yo. You know, because the woman is queen. So, yo, Grand Haji, can you answer? My son, so the question you seek is why? Why is because the purpose of life is not to attain said good. The purpose of life is to be fruitful and multiply. All right, so this first segment is called The Why. And I want you guys to understand, I'm gonna do some editing in this video for sure, but this segment is called The Why. And this is segment number 1 of the God Make Men Cheat and other people too, not just men, women and men too. But God is the reason why we do it. And I'm gonna tell you the first part, why. So people say, why would God make humans unfaithful to each other? Because we have deemed ourselves to be a monotheistic people. You know, everybody's like, oh, get married, get a child, have one girl, one wife. Why you cheating on your girl? You know what I mean? It ain't like Africa or everywhere else where they got all this polytheistic. No, here, according to God, I don't know how everybody else got it wrong in Africa and all throughout the 400,000 years of human history. But 2,000 years ago, we figured out that God said you can only have one person. So why is God the reason why men cheat? Well, let's talk about it. So I don't know if you guys know anything about human history. We've only been farming and sitting in one place as human beings for about 2,000 to 4,000 years. Farming came around about 6,000 BC, maybe a little bit after that, right? So when we actually started planting crops, having land, making buildings so we could tend to those crops, we started domesticating animals and all this stuff. We figured it all out some kind of way, right? So we finally stopped roaming. So we were actually hunter-gatherers. Like we just run around just picking stuff off the ground and eating it for 40 to 400,000 years. Just, I got a spike in animal. You used to catch your women the old school way, like Me Too style. You used to see a woman 400,000 years ago, just, come here, girl, you coming home with me. It used to be legal back then, but you know, we've matured since caveman times and stopped living in Europe. Okay, I don't know if I can get canceled for that. Anyway, let's continue. So, after we finally settled down, had farming, people started building relationships, building families, and then we lost the need to live essentially like you see all mammals in the wild live. They live in a poly type of scenario. The lions have multiple women. The hyena women have multiple dudes. It's whatever. All nature's like that. You try to be fruitful and multiply in nature. All mammals that are warm-blooded like us, because we are mammals, we are the greatest hairless ape on the planet, if you didn't know that. We're the best one. We just kick butt, guys. But all of them, poly, very few animals actually mate for life. And the animals that do mate for life, if their mate ever passes on or dies, they go find a new mate. They're like, all right, man, well, Steve ain't come back, so, hey, Rob, get over here, Rob. You need to make a baby. So, yeah, that's how it works. Point is, be fruitful and multiply. I'm alive, I need to eat, and I need to build and make babies. That is what every mammal is here for, right? So God cursed all animals with this, but since we are the greatest of that animal world, we have built these buildings, made these phones, sent spaceships to the sky. And we see everything a little different, like, hey, maybe slapping the old ding-ding all around isn't so efficient. If you've ever been to Memphis, Tennessee, let's just leave it at that. So they came up with the religion, monotheistic, we all be together. But I'm like, wait a minute, whoa. I don't know if you guys know, God made us, if he is who he says he is, hundreds of thousands of millions of years ago. So how did everybody just figure out we're supposed to just be with one person? The reason he did it and the why is, there would be no people if we only had intercourse with one person back then. People only lived till 27, 30 something years old. People were considered old age in their 40s like me. I'm 47. They were considered elderly by now. Like I was considered like a legend if I was 40,000 years ago walking around at 47 like this. They'd be like, oh my God, this dude is a god. You know what I mean? Real talk, it was like dog years back then. So people died fast. And whatnot. So if you took the time to build a relationship, date somebody, work with one person, and then a couple of saber-toothed lions come hopping over and dive on your butt like, and kill the whole tribe, well, the fact that you only had 1 or 2 kids, the human race would have never survived. So to make the human race survive, God, the universe, Gaia, whoever it may have been, put something inside of us that no matter what happens, day, noon, or night, rich or poor, and you've seen how much my poor people do, there's going to be some of this going on and some babies coming out. We're going to reproduce. And that is the why the human race needs to survive. And that's part 1. Part 2 is, how did God or Gaia do this? Captain Crazy Carl. Let's find out.